Just a reminder before today's programme that there are numerous shows that have aired this week you can check out here on AMTV, including the latest episode of the Ident Review Extra, continuing our BBC Two journey through the 90s and looking at Glass. Also on Thursday, you can check out our review of Quiz, the ITV drama looking at the coughing scandal on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And also the regular episode of the Ident Review, where we went over to America to check out what they made for us for ESPN America in 2009. And now, here on AMTV, it's Sunday, so it's that time of the week again. Your questions answered in the Sunday Catch-Up. Hi there guys, it's Adam Martyn here, and welcome back to the Sunday Catch-Up, episode 62. So just before we get into your questions, a few housekeeping things. Thank you for supporting the Ident Review Extra, which is the newest spin-off show from the Ident Review. I'm glad you're all enjoying it so far. My plans for that, because I know a lot are asking, we're going to be doing the BBC Two 90s Marathon. We're going to be sticking with that, as that's going to last for a while. I am doing them in order of their debut, so don't worry if you're requesting like an ident later down from the 90s. It will be covered, but we are going in order. Secondly, for the main ident review, if you have idents you want me to review and you can provide me a YouTube or Vimeo or any sort of video link to them, then please feel free to, and I'll look about doing them, like that's happened with the viewer Matthew Hawkins for ESPN America, so thank you for that. Also, if you haven't seen it, check out my reactions and review of Quiz, the ITV drama about the millionaire coffin scandal. That was a lot of fun to watch and a lot of fun to talk about, so give it a watch if you haven't already. But I think that's all the housekeeping things I want to say for now. There might be some more at the end, but we'll see. But for now, let's get into your questions. Doctor Who fan says, favourite musical on stage? I mean, it's an obvious one, but it honestly has to be Les Mis. I saw it in 2011. Sadly, it wasn't with Alfie Boe and Matt Lucas, but their understudies were actually brilliant, as most understudies are. That's why they get the job. So probably Les Mis. 2. What are your thoughts on the TV show Life on Mars and its sequel series, Ashes to Ashes? Okay, I haven't seen Life on Mars, and that's probably really bad, but I saw the odd episode of Ashes to Ashes. They both look really cool, and they are series I do want to check out, so at some point I'll end up getting to them. And 3. Some Doctor Who DVDs and Blu-rays have optional CGI updates. Do you ever watch the new CGI? I've got to be honest, I haven't really gone for the new CGI. The only exception to that would be Day of the Daleks. Now, I do that for Day of the Daleks mainly for the updated Dalek voices, not the CGI. In fact, I think some of the CGI in Day of the Daleks is way too good for the 1970s, like the city landscape, that's way too good. But I must be honest, I don't check out the optional CGI updates because I like watching things in their original state. So yeah, there's your answer. Max Jackson says, have you seen any non-Disney animated films directed by Don Bluth? Well, Don Bluth, yes, I've seen the odd one. I've seen Land Before Time, the first one, not the bajillion sequels, and that's a lovely film. And I've got to be honest, I've not really seen much more. I've seen All Dogs Go to Heaven #2. I don't know why #2 and not the first one, but I had that on VHS and I used to watch that a lot. But no, I haven't really seen much more. Oh no, I've seen Thumbelina. Was that Don Bluth? I can't remember. And then Anastasia, I haven't seen all the way through. To which spy film franchise do you prefer, James Bond or Mission Impossible? James Bond. James Bond all the way. Much more interesting. Mission Impossible is just... I find Mission Impossible a bit boring, to be honest. And 3, favourite film directed by Tim Burton? Probably the 1989 Batman that he did. That really took it in a new direction at the time, and it's still a good watch. So yeah, probably Batman. The Unexpected says, what is your favourite UK entry? Eurovision song? Well, our entries the past 2 decades haven't been brilliant, have they? Favourite UK entry? I mean, I do love Shine a Light by Katrina and the Waves. That was our entry for 1997, and we won, the last time we won, of course. And they're going to be singing it this year, apparently, which is cute. Aside from that, some of the 60s stuff's pretty good, like Puppet on a String, that's a lovely song. Yeah, probably that. I prefer the other countries a lot of the time. 2, will you be posting any more BBC One breakdown compilations? I must admit I haven't looked for breakdowns for a long time. If I can find new breakdowns that I haven't covered yet, then yeah, maybe I'll make another breakdown compilation. And 3, are you a retro gamer? Oh yeah, I'm a retro. I was thinking, do you guys want me to make a video on my old consoles and stuff? I mean, I did do one years ago. We're talking like 2013, but it's not very good. But yeah, I'd love to make a video on retro games. My first retro console was the Super Nintendo, and then I managed to get NES, Sega Mega Drive, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, watch this space. A retro game video of some sorts might be coming. Nick Salmon says, have you heard of Breathes Hands to Heaven? I haven't. Any good? 2. What if you witnessed the BBC Two first day when the power went out? If you're asking what would I do, I mean, I probably wouldn't have seen it because BBC Two when it launched, as far as I'm aware, mainly transmitted in like the London area, and being from Yorkshire, I wouldn't have seen it. So that's that. Tim Goodwin says, what is your opinion on the BBC One Smoky Globe from the 90s? If you mean the virtual globe thing from 91 to 97, yeah, I really like it. It's got like an air of classiness about it, but it's interesting, it's very calming, and it just looks, I mean it is, but it's just so 90s. You look at it and you think, yeah, that's the 1990s. And what are the worst sets of idents in TV history? Probably like the 2 from 1986, just dull. Oneness, definitely Oneness. And what languages would you like to learn? Well, I did a bit of Spanish in school, so it'd be great to sort of flesh that out, but maybe something like French or Italian, because Italian's a beautiful language to speak, I think. Hassan Junaid says, have you been to Blackpool? Yes, I have. Not for a long time, but I've been a few times. The most remembered time is when I went in 2006 and the Doctor Who exhibition was still going. That was really cool. 2. How many days, weeks and months left for lockdown until it's finished? I'm not sure. I mean, we've just had it extended for another 3 weeks. I think it's going to go on longer, but who knows, really. And what's your top 3 favourite movies? Okay. Well, I can tell you my number 1 favourite movie of all time. That's Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Now, why is that the case? Because Terminator 2 is just a brilliant movie, to be honest with you. It's action, it's fast-paced, it's better than the first in every way, and it's better every time I watch it. Match Productions says, what is your favourite spoof ident? I haven't seen many spoof idents in my time. One I recently came across that I do quite like is the Silk Surprise. If you watch my... Actually, no, Silk, when's that coming out? Silk, which is the next Ident Review Extra. You got a little teaser there, which will be out on Monday or tomorrow when you see this. There's a spoof ident in that made me chuckle, so I'll leave you to see that. Junior the Borrow fan says, can you do a review of the old Channel 4 South Park idents from the early 2000s? I didn't know they made South Park idents. If you provide me a video link for them, then yeah, potentially. Larcham Film says, have you heard of Spam as in the food? Oh yeah, I've heard of Spam, whether that's movies, TV, or the musical Spam-A-Lot, where they make jokes about Spam. Never eaten it though. 2. Favourite ITV regional franchise? Probably Yorkshire, the one I'm based in. And 3, can you do a video about the 1991 ITV franchise round? Okay, I don't really know much about this subject at all. I'd have to do a bit of research into it, so if you can provide any helpful links or websites, then I can certainly try and look into it. Joseph Adams says, do you remember Tracy Beaker? Of course, I used to come home from school getting ready to watch Tracy Beaker. It was a great show. I watched most of its run, I want to say, probably not every single episode, but certainly most of them for sure. And then you've asked, do you know that there is a Captain Scarlet and the Joe 90 on Blu-ray? Well, I was aware that they released them on Blu-ray. I've got both of them on DVD. I'm not really waiting to upgrade to Blu-ray just yet, so I'll hold off there. And then, do you remember Tomb of the Cybermen? Of course I do. It's one of my favourite, if sometimes my favourite, classic Doctor Who. So yeah, of course I remember it. Kyle Wright says, did you have a good Easter? I did. I mean, with what we can do, I had a lovely walk in the sunshine in the woods. I made a few videos. I watched a few films. It's good. 2. Where do you get your cassettes of latest albums, such as Lewis Capaldi? Where do you get them from? Well, the Lewis Capaldi one I got from eBay, but I have some more recent cassettes, like one by Madonna, one by Dua Lipa, Pet Shop Boys. Most of them pre-order, to be honest. Pre-order seems to be the way to go to get cassettes. And 3. Any least favourite fruit and veg? Well, I've never been a fan of like cauliflower or stuff like that. There used to be a time when I was a little kid I wouldn't eat any vegetables or barely any, which is probably really bad. Rebel Eyes says, which style of chips do you prefer, oven cooked or deep fried? Oven cooked. And 2, did you hear Cheryl Cole got arrested in Canada for taking coke in 2010? I didn't know that. I mean, I'm not obsessed with Cheryl Cole, so I wouldn't know that. I know did she get malaria in 2010 as well? And 3, did you know that Boy George goes to a chiropodist? Like a chiropractor? No, I didn't. I mean, I'm not really up to date on my Boy George, to be honest. The Carl John 1 says, did you know there was a coal mine in Castleford where the escape is now? Is that so? I wouldn't have known that. Again, but I can see why, because they built on the land there, so that makes sense. And 2, have you ever been to Stoke-on-Trent? No. And 3, did you hear that Mike has had to cancel all his tours due to you-know-what? Oh, you mean Mika, right, okay. I didn't know that. You seem to be an avid fan of Mika. I hope you get to see one of his concerts when he's back on tour. DGF Vlog says, favourite summer drink? Anything cold, like a nice cold Coca-Cola with ice. 2, favourite board game? It's got to be Monopoly, but specifically The Simpsons Monopoly. I really enjoyed that. And favourite ITV programme? Well, at the minute it's quiz. I mean that's ended now, but probably just Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Don't really watch much ITV. Ethan H says, have you ever discovered a hidden gem of a television channel? Well, Challenge, when I discovered, or when I first realised I could watch it in about 2013, that was a hidden gem for me. I just binge watched Challenge all day, every day for a solid while. And 2, what did you think is the Worst Now album that you own? The worst? Ooh, that's tough. I mean, that's down to musical preference, really. Probably some stuff. Wait, Worst Now album? Any Now album, not just the vinyl. Well, probably the ones I've talked about before, like Now That's What I Call Pop and Sing Along. It's just so pointless. And 3, what was the worst year of music in your view? Oh, lordy, the worst year. Probably somewhere in the early 70s where it was just all dull, like before ABBA and disco really kicked off. So like, I don't know, 73, 74 maybe? Zachary Gatt says, did you watch Duncanville on Channel 4? Don't watch it, sorry. Oh, what will you review in the Ident Review Extra after BBC Two Idents? I'm not sure. I don't think I'll do another marathon because you guys will probably be sick of that by then. But I'll probably do some other... I'll do like individual different channels this time, but I'm not sure. 3, do you watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? No. Opshop says, were you a fan of Minecraft back in the day? I played it a little bit in like 2012, but not really a massive fan. 2, how many times have your favourite YouTubers said Raid Shadow Legends or got an advert before the video? A fair few of them, but you know, I understand as a content creator myself, if they can get sponsorships, that's great because it helps them survive. So, you know, all the better for them. And favourite group for the 90s? Oh, like the Spice Girls, for example. Favourite group? I mean, I do love the Pet Shop Boys. They went through the 90s. Aside from that, I didn't really have any affinity with any other groups, so I'll probably say them. Nigel Webster says, why do they speak with a Geordie accent in Wales? I don't really know, mate. Why do they speak with a Scottish accent in Ireland? These life questions, eh? Do Marine says, what did you think of the new Red Dwarf special? Well, I didn't watch it just because I've never seen any Red Dwarf. I really should get into it. I've had a lot of recommendations for it, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, those who are fans. Dragoman2455 says, have you ever played or at least heard of the game Plague Inc? Heard of it, not played it, and probably not gonna during the current circumstances, to be honest. And 2, what was the first gaming console you ever owned? Okay, so for me, it was the PlayStation 1. I got it very late in its life, though. I got it in about October of 2002, so the PS2 had already been out for a few years then. But I think I got it because friends of mine had the PlayStation 1, and obviously by then it was probably really cheap, and games were cheap. But I think the next year, so Christmas 2003, is when I got my PlayStation 2. And 3, have you listened to any music made by the YouTuber DA Games? No, I haven't actually, but I'll check it out. I always like a bit of music on YouTube. Milky Shake says, which movie from 2001 do you like, Shrek or Monsters Inc? Well, I love both of them, but I watched Monsters Inc more, but I think I adore Shrek more now. And 2, I really want Now to release Now 100 Hits Forgotten Naughties. Do you agree with me? Absolutely. I think it should be their next spin-off release, really. And 3, out of the 4 Toy Story movies, which one is your favourite? Probably number 2. Probably because that's the one it's the one I had the most affinity with. It's the one that I think is like a perfect sequel. The others are good, but 2 peaks it for me. Christopher Kenyon says, have you seen Audrey Hepburn's movie Funny Face or Alfred Hitchcock Torn Curtains and The Sound of Music? Well, I've seen The Sound of Music. I feel every kid did in school when they wheeled out the telly with the VHS machine. Haven't seen Funny Face and haven't seen Torn Curtains, though I do own Torn Curtain. Just need to get around to it. Nathan Simpson says, what are your thoughts about this episode of CITV's Rag Dolly Anna? I must admit, mate, I haven't watched it yet, but thank you for providing the link. I will watch it, and I'll get back to you on that. Chat says, has anyone ever said that the Sunday Catch-Up gives them a news programme vibe? Not to me, but I mean, that's good, I suppose. If you're watching it, that's the main thing, I suppose, and if you're enjoying it. 2, which Now album is your favourite and why? I don't really have an overall favourite Now album. I mean, the album I have the most affinity with is probably Now 70, but that's because that was my very first Now that I owned on CD. And 2, do you know that you mistook the kayak from the 2014 Dave, as it for a canoe? Yes, some people mention that. My apologies. Dr. Floyd03 says, I'm curious to check out All Quiet on the Western Front. Should I watch it? If you mean the original from 1930, absolutely. Despite it being, 90 years old now, which is incredible. It's a very good film, very well made for the time. It can be slow in places, but yeah, I'd recommend it absolutely. 2, will you do a DVD collection at some point? It's hard because if I wanted to do a DVD collection, I'd want everything to be in place, like, on a shelf or laid out. And just with my collection and what I've got, I can't do that at the minute. It'd be nigh on impossible to do that. Hopefully one day, but I can't see it being any time soon, unfortunately. And 3, have you seen Legends of the Fall? No, I haven't, but you've highly recommended it, so I'll have to add that to the watch list. Robtastic Productions says, do you consider doing the BBC TV close down compilation when the announcer puts the clock forward? Is that not in one of the compilations I've made? If not, I'll have to find that. And 2, what will you do first when this all ends? Probably go to a pub with some friends and have a drink, but I'd probably also travel back to places I'm familiar with, like Liverpool and Manchester, just because I've got a lot of friends there and a lot of people I care about that I want to see. And 3, do you know I make collection videos on my channel? I didn't, but thank you for letting me know. I'll have to check out what sort of collections you make. Jordan Howell says, could you do some more Benton Quarantino videos? Yeah, I've thought about doing more Benton videos. The weird thing with him is those sort of videos were born out of like pure randomness, just because I wanted something to do. And I'm trying not to put pressure on myself to forcefully make content, because if it's not there, if it's not funny, then it's not going to be good. I know it's nearly been a month since the last one, but hopefully, if it feels right, more Benton videos will come. 2, which is your favourite long-running adult cartoon, The Simpsons or South Park? Both are brilliant, but I'd probably say The Simpsons, just because I can... South Park, sometimes I watch it now, and I still love it, but the edgy humour just falls flat a bit for me. The Simpsons I can just watch, and I love it all the way through. The Now Music Collector says, do you own the Now Millennium series? No, and for some reason, it's very expensive to pick up those CDs. I have looked, but they seem to go for not an awful price, but just a bit more than the standard ones. So if I can find them for cheap, then hopefully I'll pick up the Millennium series. And 2, how many Now cassette tapes do you own? Oh, lordy. I think I've got everything from Now... What is it? I think I've got everything from Now 4 to Now 27, I think, on cassette. There's a few gaps, but I think I think I've got most of them. Prom King 2801 says, what do you think about SpongeBob SquarePants? I love it. I watched SpongeBob as long as I can remember being a kid. When we got Nickelodeon as a channel, I loved it. I think it's a brilliant cartoon. Haven't seen any of the recent episodes. I know it's like those other shows like The Simpsons and stuff where I was like, oh, it's gone downhill. I mean, it's been on air for over 20 years. But I love SpongeBob. And what is your favourite Now artwork of the numbered series? That's a really good question. The one that instantly springs to mind for some reason, I do really love the artwork for Now 17. I don't know whether that's because it's the last of the ones to use the classic red, blue, green thing in the logo, but there's just something about Now 17 that I really like. GSAM2020 says, have you seen Sherlock? No. I don't know why as well. 2, have you seen Life on Mars? No. And 3, was there anything you disliked about Quiz? You really enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Check out my review of Quiz that I posted a few days ago, and you'll be able to find out there. But those are all of your questions there. I hope you got the answers that you wanted, but please remember to leave your questions down below in the comments, and they'll be answered in next week's Sunday Catch-Up. In terms of what's coming forward for the weeks, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you'll be getting 3 more instalments of the Ident Review Extra, and we'll continue the BBC Two marathon, so I hope you guys enjoy that. On Thursday, I'm hoping that I'll be able to give you a Now review of the Now Dance series. I'm currently waiting on a delivery of various Now Dance albums through the years, and obviously with everything going on, deliveries are taking longer than normal. That's to be expected. But hopefully on Thursday, you will have a Now review. On Friday, you will have a regular Ident review. Saturday, if inspiration strikes, you'll have a video. And then back to Sunday, where you'll get another Sunday catch-up. But thank you very much for watching. At the time I'm recording this, I'm hoping by the time you see this on Sunday, I'm recording this the day before on the Saturday, we would have reached 8K. We're just under 50 subscribers away from doing it. So let's make that one final push to get there, and then we can chase 9K. Yay! But thank you very much for the support you guys have given the channel recently. It's been incredible. Please keep doing it. Please keep liking the videos, leaving your comments, engaging with them, share them around with your friends, and let's smash 8K. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and until the next one, I will see you guys next time. Well, that does bring us to a close this evening on AMTV. We do hope you enjoyed the programme, and please do keep your eyes open for brand new content that will be coming to you soon. Until then, have a very good week, and we hope that you join us again soon. Good night.